On October 17, 2024, Mar quote-tweeted an ad with Donovan Mitchell for Skims with two photos, one of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's ad for Skims and Donovan Mitchell's ad for Skims with the caption, "We out-meated Shai. Hold." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show where we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. It's Sports Tweet Saturday, and this is far and away my most requested sports tweet. And the reason I didn't get to it for most of the time it was requested is because it wasn't eligible until mid-October. But now I'm finally getting to it because yes, I agree, it is extremely important. It gave us the phrase, "We out-meated Shai." And more specifically, I don't know if it created the word out-meated, but it definitely popularized it. But what's going on here? So if you're not a sports fan, these are two NBA All-Stars. In the gray boxer briefs, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is an MVP playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And in the beige boxer briefs, we have Donovan Mitchell, who is an all-star who plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They both did ads for Skims, which is Kim Kardashian's underwear line, and Shai's ad was the first one to come out. And some people noticed when Shai's was released that there is not a print in his underwear. And when Donovan Mitchell's came out, people noticed that there is a very noticeable one. So noticeable that I blurted out just to make sure that the algorithm doesn't get the wrong idea of what this video is about. And so if we're talking objectively, Mar is correct. In terms of which of these two NBA All-Stars has more on display in their Skims ad campaign, Donovan Mitchell absolutely does. Now some people do dispute that. Like Reese responded, "Out bulged doesn't mean his meat is bigger. Plus look at Shai's spread, you can tell he's confident with his meat, while Donovan defo wore 2 sizes smaller to make it look increased. Do better." To which Mar responded, "Preposterous. Both pairs of underwear are perfectly hugging the men's thighs, proving that D-Mitch didn't size down. This just proves that SGA has virtually no meat." Okay, obviously I'm talking about this with some ironic distance for humorous purposes, but this is insane to post. What are you doing taking a close look at the meat print of two NBA players based on a Skims ad? And obviously the most problematic word in this tweet is not out-meated, even though that is a gross word. The most problematic word is the word "we." Because according to his bio, Mar is a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, but that does not mean we. It's one thing for a fan to say we when talking about a team, that doesn't bother me that much. But we're not talking about a team. We're talking about a man, and specifically a man below the belt. Mar has no ownership of that. He is not involved in this competition such as its competition. This is why this tweet is so popular, because it is a new lull for NBA Twitter turning into just stan culture. And in case you're wondering, yes, at least one of the players involved in this competition is aware of it. After the Cavaliers beat the Thunder last February during a post-game interview, Donovan Mitchell's teammate Darius Garland referenced it in a post-game interview, saying,
"The meat off,"
which was a term that was invented the first time that they played each other a month earlier. I don't know if Laskanik at the Disco was the first person to say it, but they said, "Meat off tonight, the nation will be watching." And when asked to clarify on the Deep 3 podcast how he was aware of the meme, Darius had this to say.
And it was the tweet Don sent in the group chat.
Oh, Don saw
it first, okay.
He was bragging. I out-meated Shai. He got that first team on NBA. I out-meated Shai.
That was the first time we played OKC at home. So they was Don and Shai match up. You know?
The birth of the meat off. There we go.
That's crazy work. This is massive work, bro.
So Donovan Mitchell has been made aware of it. We don't know if Shai's aware of it. I assume he probably is. But if I'm him, I'm not acknowledging it because that means that I'm the one who got out-meated. And I do think that this has been a net positive for Donovan Mitchell overall. Kylie Chung pointed out last November that Donovan Mitchell was 15-0 after the post. Now, Shai ended up winning the NBA title last year, so it's kind of a wash. But still, he played really well after this post. And it got brought up this July when he got engaged. Carly posted a photo of Donovan Mitchell's engagement with, "Oh, look at me, I'm Donovan Mitchell. I jump over the best athletes in the NBA. I signed a max contract. I out-meated Shai. I'm engaged to Coco Jones. I'm the king of my city. Fuck you." And unfortunately, it does follow around Shai in a negative way. When Two-Way Shaq noted that NBA 2K25, where the cover athlete was Jason Tatum, was significantly bigger in size than NBA 2K26, which was covered by Shai, Spaghetti Policy Analysis said, "Shai out-meated again." And whenever there's a prominent athlete who shows a print of some kind that's significantly big, people will reference Shai. Like Fahmy said about Myles Garrett out-meated Shai too, WTF. And the concept of athletes out-meeting each other is now pretty universal. Balldog Waves talked about it in the context of soccer, saying Vini out-meated Mbappe, and it was even used in the context of the show Invincible, where this account, For Sale Baby Shoes, I don't know, it's too long, it gets cut off, said out-meated with 2 characters, Prince. And that word has now come to mean just beated or outdone. When a box office account noted that Superman had a bigger domestic opening than Fantastic Four, Alex, who is a DC stan, said, narrowly #out-meated. What does all this mean? I really don't know. Do I think that there are some sexual things that some people on NBA Twitter need to work out? Sure, but I'm not going to judge Mar on his journey. I would prefer he would have that journey in private, but it's 2025. People live their lives in public. What am I going to do? The biggest downside, honestly, is that any time now that an athlete is going to model for any sort of underwear company, you run the risk of them, artificially enhancing what's going on down there. Because even if they think they're super confident, even if they're yeah, I'm doing this to take power back, there probably is a thing in the back of their head being yeah, but I can't get out-meated. Follow me for a new tweet every day, and if you'd like the show, please go to patreon.com/Museum of Twitter. You get a weekly bonus episode called the Museum of Not Twitter, and you get to vote and write cover on Subscriber Sundays.